Hi all, I think this story will shock you and hopefully you will never do this again. I, 34M, have been married to my wife, Emily, 32F, for 7 years. We were the couple that everyone envied, at least I thought so. She was my best friend, my partner in crime, and the person I envisioned growing old with. But lately, things have been off. It started small. Emily would pick fights over the dumbest things, like how I folded the towels or that I didn't sound excited enough when she told me about her day. At first, I chalked it up to stress. She had been working long hours, and I figured she was just exhausted. Then, the accusations started. Out of nowhere, she'd snap at me, saying I don't appreciate her or that I never listen. Which, by the way, is total BS. I cook, clean, and always make an effort to be there for her. But no matter what I did, it was never enough. The weirdest part? She started twisting reality. She'd claim I said things I know I never said or that I forgot important events that literally never happened. If I tried to defend myself, she'd just roll her eyes and say, "Wow, you really don't care about me, do you?" It was like I couldn't win. And then, things got even stranger. So, like I said, things were getting weird. But the first real OSHT* moment happened about 2 months ago. Emily had been spending a lot of time on her phone. And I don't mean casual scrolling, she was glued to it. Always turning the screen away from me, giggling at messages, and getting all flustered when I walked into the room. I joked about her having a secret boyfriend once, and she snapped at me, saying, "Oh my God, do you always have to be so controlling?" Controlling. Because I made a joke. Then came the late nights. She'd say she was going to the store and come back hours later, claiming there was crazy traffic. She also suddenly had all these girls' nights with people she barely used to talk to. I even offered to drop her off once, just being nice, and she got this look, like I had suggested something completely insane. What, you don't trust me now? Something wasn't adding up. And the worst part? She started acting like I was the problem. Constantly making me feel guilty, snapping at me over nothing, even telling me that I was too sensitive whenever I said she was acting differently. I wanted to believe her. I really did. But deep down, I felt it. Something was seriously wrong. And, oh boy, was I right. Alright, so at this point, my gut was practically screaming at me. Emily's behavior wasn't just off, it was straight up shady. But I still had no real proof, and I kept telling myself I was just being paranoid. Then, one night, everything changed. She told me she was going out with her friend Jessica for dinner. Nothing new, right? Except, about an hour later, Jessica posted an Instagram story of herself, at home, in pajamas, watching Bridgerton. Yeah. I stared at my phone, feeling like my stomach had just dropped through the floor. Maybe it was an old video? Maybe she had gone out earlier and just posted it late? But no, there was a timestamp. I felt sick. My heart was pounding. My hands were shaking. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I grabbed my keys, got in the car, and drove toward the restaurant she claimed she was going to. Spoiler alert, she wasn't there. I even walked inside like a total idiot and asked the hostess if there was a reservation under her name. Nothing. At this point, my whole body was buzzing with adrenaline. I didn't know whether I wanted to scream or throw up. But I wasn't done yet. I opened Find My iPhone. Yeah, we had location sharing on, not that she remembered, apparently. And guess what? She wasn't anywhere near the restaurant. She was at a random apartment complex across town. I just sat there in my car, staring at the screen, my heart hammering in my chest. I knew. I just knew. So there I was, sitting in my car, staring at her little location dot on my screen, parked outside some random apartment complex across town. My brain was short-circuiting. I didn't know if I wanted to storm in there, call her, or just drive off and pretend I never saw it. But let's be real, I needed to know. I waited. For 2 hours. Then, at around 11:30 p.m., I finally saw her. Walking out of the building. Fixing her hair. Laughing at something on her phone. Looking way too comfortable for someone who was supposedly at dinner with Jessica. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my throat. I rolled down my window and called out, "Hey, Emily." You should have seen her face. Absolute shock. Like she had just seen a ghost. Her mouth opened and closed a few times, but no words came out. Then, as if on cue, she immediately switched to anger. "Emily, what the hell are you doing here? Are you following me?" Oh, I was the bad guy now. Me, I checked your location because you said you were with Jessica. Who lives here, Emily? And this is where the gaslighting really started. First, she tried laughing it off. Wow, you're so dramatic. I just stopped by to see an old friend. Do you seriously not trust me at all? Then, when I didn't budge, she got defensive. You're insane. I can't believe you're stalking me. Do you even hear yourself right now? And finally, when she saw I wasn't falling for it, she went nuclear. Maybe if you weren't so controlling and insecure, I wouldn't have to lie to you. God, you make me feel like I can't even breathe in this relationship. That was it. That was the moment something inside me just broke. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I just looked at her and said, "You're cheating on me, aren't you?" And her response? She laughed. Then she rolled her eyes and said, "Oh my God, grow up." That was all the confirmation I needed. So after she laughed in my face and told me to grow up, I just stood there. I don't even know how to describe the feeling. It was like my brain short-circuited. Like I was watching my life fall apart in real time, and I couldn't do a damn thing about it. But I wasn't going to let her gaslight me into thinking I was crazy. Me, you didn't answer the question. Are you cheating on me? Her, oh my God, I can't believe this. You're just standing here accusing me of something with zero proof. You're so paranoid. No proof? Girl, I had her standing outside of some random dude's apartment at almost midnight when she was supposedly at dinner with Jessica. But I played along. I wanted to see how far she'd go with the lies. Me, okay, so who lives here? And get this, without even blinking, she goes, Jessica's cousin. I almost laughed. She wasn't even trying to make it believable. Me, really? That's weird because Jessica's home right now watching Netflix. And then? She went nuclear. Started screaming, calling me toxic and controlling and saying she couldn't do this anymore. At this point, people were staring, and I was done. I just looked at her and said, "You know what, Emily? You don't have to. We're done." And I walked away. Guess what happened next? She started crying. Like full-on sobbing in the parking lot, yelling, "You're just going to throw away 7 years over nothing?" The audacity. But here's the kicker, when I got home, I found something that really sealed the deal. And trust me, it was worse than I imagined. So after leaving Emily sobbing in that parking lot, which, let's be honest, was 100% a performance, I drove home. I wasn't even thinking straight, just running on pure adrenaline and heartbreak. But the real gut punch was waiting for me at home. I walked inside, sat down, and just stared at the wall for a while, trying to process everything. But then I remembered something. Emily's laptop was still on the kitchen counter. She had this habit of leaving it open, and we never had passwords between us because, trust. So, yeah. I checked it. And what I found? Oh. My God. Her messages were open. And right there, was a conversation with some guy named Ryan. I scrolled up, and my hand started shaking. It was bad. We're talking months' worth of messages. Flirty texts, late night, I miss you, even plans to meet up while I was at work. She told him she felt stuck with me. That she was waiting for the right moment to leave. And then I found it. A whole damn folder of pictures and videos. Some were just of them together, selfies, random date nights, yeah, while we were married. But others? Let's just say I'm going to need therapy. At this point, I wasn't even angry. I just felt numb. Like my entire marriage was a joke, and I had been the punchline. So, what did I do? I screenshotted everything. Sent it to my phone. Then I took her laptop, packed a small bag, and left the house. Where did I go? Straight to my best friend's place. And that's when I made the final decision. So there I was, sitting in my best friend Jake's living room, staring at my phone, just rereading the screenshots over and over again. Jake was pacing, shaking his head like he was more pissed than I was. Jake, dude. What the actual F***? She's been playing you this whole time. Yeah. No kidding. I barely slept that night, running through every possible way to handle this. I knew one thing for sure, I was done. There was no talking it out, no working through it. She had been lying to my face for months and gaslighting me into thinking I was the bad guy. The next morning, I texted her. Short. Cold. Straight to the point. I know everything. I saw the messages. I saw the pictures. I'm done. I'll be coming by later to get some things. Don't be there. You'd think after getting caught red-handed, she'd just accept it, right? Oh no. That would be too easy. Within 5 minutes, my phone started blowing up. Emily, babe, please, let's talk. Emily, you're overreacting, it didn't mean anything. Emily, I was going to tell you, I swear, but I was scared. Emily, I made a mistake, but you're the one destroying our marriage right now. And my personal favorite. Emily, you can't just leave me like this after everything we've been through. Oh, now she cared about our history? Not when she was sneaking around with Ryan? Not when she was lying to my face over and over again? I didn't respond. Just turned off my notifications and drove to my house. When I got there, guess who didn't listen to me? She was sitting on the couch, mascara running down her face, a whole bottle of wine next to her, crying like she was the victim. And the second I walked in, she launched herself at me, full-on grabbing my shirt, sobbing into my chest like we were in some kind of movie. Emily, please, please don't do this. I love you. It was just a mistake. A mistake? A mistake? Cheating once is a mistake. Maybe. Months of lying? Hiding? Manipulating me into thinking I was crazy? That's a choice. I pulled away and looked her dead in the eyes. No, Emily. You did this. Not me. And the switch flipped so fast it was terrifying. 1 second, she was sobbing, grabbing at me. The next? Straight up fury. Emily, fine. Fine. But just so you know, you'll never find someone who loves you like I do. Oh, I think I'll survive. I packed my things, ignored her screaming, and walked out that door. And I have never felt lighter in my entire life. But it wasn't over yet. Because Emily? She wasn't done ruining things. I wish I could say that walking out that door was the end of it. That Emily finally accepted reality and left me alone. But nope. That would be way too easy. She was just getting started. The very next morning, I woke up to insanity. My phone had about 30 missed calls from Emily, plus a bunch from mutual friends. And when I checked my messages, oh my God, Emily had gone full psycho. She had posted this long, dramatic Facebook status about how I had emotionally abandoned her, how I was a cold and cruel husband, and, get this, how I had been cheating on her. I could not believe it. The post was filled with comments from her friends saying, "OMG, I can't believe he would do this to you, and, you deserve so much better, Queen." Meanwhile, I was sitting there, blinking at my phone, wondering if I had accidentally entered an alternate universe where up is down and cheaters are the victims. But the worst part? She started texting my family. "Emily, I don't know what to do, he just threw me away like I was nothing. I gave him everything, and he betrayed me. Emily, I think he was seeing someone else. I should have known. The way he was acting, so cold, so distant. Are you freaking kidding me?" Luckily, my family isn't stupid. My mom literally replied with, "Nice try, Emily. We know what you did." Shout out to my mom for being a savage. But it didn't stop there. Oh no. Emily doubled down. She started telling people that I had been abusive. That I was controlling. That she had felt unsafe in our marriage. All because she got caught cheating. At this point, I was done playing defense. I sent a group text to all our mutual friends with every single screenshot of her messages with Ryan. I made sure everyone saw the truth. And guess what happened? Crickets. Dead silence. Even her most loyal friends started backing off. A few even texted me privately like, "Yeah, man, I don't know what she was thinking. That's messed up." But Emily? She was still clinging to the last bit of control she had. And that's when she hit me with the final, desperate move, the one that made me realize just how insane she really was. So, after getting exposed to literally everyone, you'd think Emily would finally back off, right? Maybe go into hiding, lick her wounds, and try to salvage what was left of her dignity. Nope. Instead, she decided to go full psycho mode. A few days after I blasted the truth out to our friends, I started getting weird notifications. At first, it was little things, failed password reset attempts for my email, a couple of random spam calls. Nothing crazy. Then, my bank account got locked. Yeah. This woman tried to hack into my bank account. She must have guessed my security questions or something, because I got an email saying someone had tried to change my login info. Luckily, the bank flagged it as suspicious, and I was able to fix it before anything happened. I changed every password I had, locked down all my accounts, and even put a fraud alert on my credit just in case. But I was pissed. So I texted her, one last time. Stay the hell away from me. Her response? Emily, wow. I can't believe how heartless you are. After everything, you're just going to treat me like I'm some kind of monster? Girl. You tried to steal my money. That was the last message I ever sent her. I blocked her on everything, changed my number, and made sure she had no way to contact me again. And just like that, it was over. Final thoughts and advice for anyone going through this. Looking back, I can't believe how blind I was. The signs were all there. The late nights, the secrecy, the gaslighting. But when you love someone, you don't want to believe they're capable of this level of betrayal. If you're reading this and you're seeing even half of the red flags I saw, trust your gut. Don't let them make you feel crazy. Don't let them twist things around and make you think you're the problem. Because people like Emily, they don't love you. They love control. And the second they lose it, they'll do everything they can to make you the villain. Now, I'm free. And I've never been happier. So, to Emily, if you ever see this, screw you. I won. Thanks for reading, guys. Hope my disaster of a marriage at least gave you some entertainment. Stay safe out there.